So John's speech is called Grandparents Day. It's a hot seat speech. Every one of us knows that John is old. We even have we can say so on it. Being old requires learning about how to be old, and because he is emotionally stuck in pre-adolescence, we know that this has created special challenges for John. Tonight, John covers a relatively new dilemma in his oldness. Stuff I did not know regarding learning to be a grandparent, and can I borrow a car seat? John hates it.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction. I couldn't have written it better myself. Oh, by the way, I did. We're gonna cover a couple of topics tonight, and near and dear to me, of course, is my new dilemma. It's an escapade in grandparenthood. How many grandparents do I have here? Well, that's a lot more than I expected. But we're also going to cover a couple of other things. Just by a show of hands, how many people realize that we've actually gotten into September? We're in September. Can you hear me? No. Okay, we're in September. Does anybody have a calendar that they had to flip to show September? Did it have a picture on it? What was the picture?
A boat.
A what?
A boat.
Okay, it was a boat. Okay, what I'm trying to get to with this is that we've turned the corner on the year. We're entering the fall season. How many people here are aware of that? Okay, some people call it autumn, some people call it fall. It's always been a huge fall for me, and I'm going to tell you why. My birthday happens to be in October, okay, and we're going to talk a little bit about that as we go through this because it's kind of critical to the story. And about the middle of September till the end of October, astrologically things start happening, and I'm kind of sensitive to this time of year. A lot of people, and I'm not the only one, find that at this time of year things change. We're going from summer to fall into winter. You start school, you start jobs, you have relationships, people die, you get sick. It's one of those things that happens. And for me, I've noticed that some of the more traumatic and interesting ones, the larger escapades of my life have happened during this time of year. But again, I'm not the only one. Now, for those of you who are not aware of this, and you might need to get out your calendars and write this down, this Sunday is Grandparents' Day. How many people knew that this is Grandparents' Day this Sunday? Okay, I didn't even know that such a day existed. Now, we've heard of Mother's Day, and that's a big deal. You have flowers and dinners and cards and all kinds of stuff. We have Father's Day. It's a lesser-known holiday. we have barbecues, and you leave them alone, and they watch baseball or whatever it is that they do in the park. Grandparents' Day is a complete vacuum to me. I don't know what it is. What do I have to do on... It's going to be Sunday. This is coming up. It's rushing right at me. I was thinking maybe that what I needed to do, besides my pocket protector and my I am old badge, I think I need to get a bib or something to wear in case I drool. Or maybe I need to get something, to help me get around, like a seeing eye dog or something. I don't know how to do Grandparents' Day. It's not just grandfathers, it's Grandparents' Day. I'll take information from you later in this chat, okay? Now, the reason why all of this has come up is because I went for a hike the other day. I went to Lake Padden. Does anybody know where Lake Padden is? It's in Bellingham. And I went to Lake Padden, and as I'm walking around, I think it was on Labor Day, and I'm walking up the trail, and I said, oh, it's Grandparents' Day, and oh, by the way, the thing that made me a grandparent, my grandson was born on September 14th. He's going to be 1 year old. Now, does that mean that he's lived like 12 months? Like they're going to give him a 1. So I got to thinking about it. How many people here have actually been 29 years old? Raise your hand if you've actually been 29. Okay. A lot of people here have been 29 years old. On the time of the day that you have that birthday, when you're recognized as it being your 29th day, what do? Do you start worrying about 30? Now this is important because that day, at some point in the day, you start being 30. You get into your 30th year. Do you see what I'm saying? You don't worry about 30, and because when I was young, when you turn 30, you're old and you're done. Right? It was a tragic time in everyone's life. So this year, in October, I'm going to be 69. Bob, this is important. I'm turning 69 on Yom Kippur. In the Jewish calendar, it comes out differently. It is the most holy day of the year. It's the day when you ask to be written in the book of you atone and you want to be written in the book of life. So I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, but my birthday falls on that and I'm turning 69, which means I've lived 69 years. I'm not 69, I'm now moving into my 70th year. How do you behave when you're 70? I didn't know how to behave when I was 21 or 30 or 40 or 50. I had no idea. I still don't know because, as Rick said at the beginning, I've graduated. I thought I was only 7 years old emotionally, but I think I've made it to 8, just so I can stay ahead of the baby. Okay, so I'm going to be in my 70th year. That's my 7th decade. I'm a grandparent. The children are actually going to come up and visit on Thanksgiving. I just got a call. They're going to be showing up. And the reason why I'm here is I had a conversation on Labor Day with my daughter-in-law, and she said, when we come up, can you get a car seat? I said, it's been a long time since I used a car seat or had a car seat. So I said I'd come to Toastmasters because somebody here knows where I can get a car seat in Thanksgiving. So I've got a whole series of tragic escapades and dilemmas to deal with as I race quickly into my 70th year. And I just wanted to share all of this with you. Remember, Sunday is Grandparents' Day. Call your grandparents or do whatever you do on Grandparents' Day. Thank you so much for indulging me in my traumatic escapade relating the story of the fall and my upcoming 7th decade. Thank you.
Thank you, John. That was a great speech.
That was a hot seat speech.
Just listening was an escapade. And it was a hot seat speech. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Mr. Timer, can we have 60 seconds on the clock for everyone to write their comments?